Hello everybody, we are back here on the Hunter Call of the Wild with the early access build for the brand new update with the Hunter Power Pack. We have got a diamond on stream recently, so I decided today we would go after some fallow deer with the 7mm and try to get another one, or possibly a rare if we can come across one of those as well. Today's video is going to solely be around the 7mm and what you can expect to see out of it. And honestly, it's pretty decent against stuff like fallow deer, whitetail, and similar sized animals. I definitely think my initial opinion on the weapon pack has changed quite a bit since my first video. During the first video, I talked about how the 338 was the gun I was most excited for, and that the 7mm was like a close second. But after further testing, the 7mm has easily become my favorite of this weapon pack. And there's a few reasons for that. The main one being the 338 is just not as good as I originally thought it was. It's still not a bad option. It is a good gun. It just is not going to be a 300 replacement like we thought it would be. I really wish I had paid more attention to what the 338 performed like when we were using the single shot one months or even years ago on the rare occasions that we would bring it out. But after I've tested it with the bolt action variation, it has a lot of issues that are not apparent with the 300 Magnum, so I think in some cases I will be still choosing the 300 over the 338. Now for the 7mm, it's a very different story. At first I was like, okay, it's gonna be cool, probably for stuff like multiplayer, but probably won't really be something I will use for grinding or anything like that. But the more I've tried it out, the more I realize just how much fun this gun is, and it really is a powerhouse as well. This is probably going to be one of the best guns that you can use for stuff like blacktail deer, red deer, and then also like any species within its class range that is in a small herd. And that's why I referenced blacktail as the first option, because they are in very small herds, so you don't really need more than 3 shots to be able to take down a couple of males. A lot of people were curious why they made it so this rifle only has 3 rounds, and after using it more, I can totally see why it only has 3. It's definitely more powerful than the 308, and it's around the same as the 303, but is just a hair more strong than the 303 British, so it will be your best option for class 4 animals. And I think giving it 3 rounds was a good idea, because this makes it so it's not going to make all the other guns obsolete, but for certain scenarios, this will definitely be the gun you want to choose. I think this is going to be an awesome gun for multiplayer, since it is class 4 to 9, and is the most powerful rifle that can take class 4 animals. Not to mention, having 3 rounds versus the 1 round it used to have with the single shot is quite the upgrade, though it's not so much to where it will completely eliminate the reasons to use stuff like the 303, the 30-06, and the 308 bolt and AR. Those guns will still be very viable in different scenarios. Like, for example, if I'm grinding whitetail deer, I'm definitely going to take the 308 AR over the 7mm, just because it's got a very fast fire rate and makes it so I can take down a ton of animals in a very short amount of time. But if I'm going for something, like I said earlier, like blacktail deer, or if I'm hunting around in multiplayer, or if I'm going for something where I don't necessarily need a lot of shots, I will definitely take the 7mm. And that is another dead fallow deer. Well, it seems as we're waiting for that buck to float over, we've got some more fallow deer coming in. We'll try to see if there's any males in this group. I'm going to assume there is. There's almost never just a female. There's got to be more to this herd than just her. And yeah, there we go. We got more of them coming in. That right there is a very small male, but at least it's a male. And that right there is an even bigger male. Now, the one downside to using something like the 7mm over something like the 308 is going to be the fire rate, because this is a bolt action rifle. Though it is definitely the most powerful class 4, you might have trouble killing more than 2, and sometimes, like in this scenario, we weren't even able to get a shot off before the second one spooked. So when you're close, you're definitely not going to be able to get off more than 1 shot, which could definitely be seen as a problem. And this is why I think it honestly is a good idea that they made it so the 7mm isn't a 5-round magazine. It doesn't fire super quick, but it is the most hard-hitting class 4 rifle. I think it was a good balance decision. Though I'm sure some of you will disagree with me, I feel like this was the only way that they could add it in without it making the 303, the 30-06 bolt action, and the 308 bolt action completely irrelevant. And even the 308 AR to an extent, because some people could see power being better than rate of fire, I guess, which I think it was a good decision in the long run, though I definitely would have liked to see maybe a 4-round capacity magazine, I can totally understand why they did 3 rounds. But honestly, I don't think it detracts from it enough to where I won't use this thing. I'm definitely going to be using it a lot, as I said earlier, for species that aren't in huge herds and multiplayer hunts. It's going to be a great option for that. And to be honest, I might even do some whitetail grinding with it just to switch things up. And I think that if you're keeping it long range, they will spook slow enough to where you could kill at least 2 animals before they do run away. We're going to have to do some more testing with that in the future. Well, we've got more fallow deer coming into the sand lakes. Let's see if we can take them down. The 7mm kind of destroys fallow deer, so it shouldn't be a problem at all. And I'm really happy they reduced the spook range as well, because it's making it so I can take down a lot more animals before they run away. We did get a second shot into it to get the vitals, so that is nice. And that right there is honestly not a bad level 4. Let's test out the frontal shots on this guy. Yeah, that'll that'll work. That'll do fine. We've got some decent fallow deer kind of in the area that we were just standing. Let's see if we can take both of them down. Definitely think we can get at least this guy right here and possibly even this one. And that is going to be 2 dead fallow deer. So if you're really quickly, you can get 2 kills at somewhat close range before they spook. Definitely going to be easier if you're further away though, since it will take them longer to run away. Oh my gosh, where did this guy come from? That is a really big level 4 right there. Can we maybe get a weird quartering angle here? Not if he's going to be behind the tree, that's for sure. But maybe if we're right here, that will do fine right there. Man, we are getting a ton of fallow deer down. One of my favorite things about the fallow on Aotearoa is just how plentiful they are and how wide open the areas are that you're hunting them in. It's so good. And honestly, this is why I really hope we do get a fallow deer great one soon, though it's very much looking like we are going to get a Euro bison instead. I really would love it if it was a fallow, as that is probably my top choice as a Hirschfelden species, and y'all know I would immediately be hopping on Aotearoa to grind them. We honestly downed a lot of fallow deer. That was not a great shot there, a spine shot, and the second one was just a little bit low. To be honest, I don't even remember when we shot this guy. There is one of the larger fallow that we took down. That is honestly a really big level 4, 219.81, and the 7mm doing good even at a weird angle like that. Let me know down in the comments what you guys want me to look at in this update. There's definitely some things that we have not covered as of now. We've took a good look at the 338, we've took a good look at the 7mm, and the possibility of a European bison great one, but there's a lot of things that we have not looked at in this update. So let me know what you guys want me to make a video about in the comments down below, and I will choose one comment to make that into a video. Also, if you guys are not already subscribed to the channel, be sure to do so. We are doing our best to push up past 105K, so every sub helps, and if you enjoy the content already, why not subscribe, as you will see a lot more of the content, and if you're enjoying it, that can't be anything but a good thing. So there is the last one. That is a nice looking level 4 right there, and again, the 7mm just doing what you expected to do. Definitely the best rifle in this entire weapon pack, and by far the one that I'm going to use the most. Another really nice looking fallow deer right there. Let's try a shot at somewhat of a long range with it also being kind of quartering. I think this could be a good test of what you can expect at a long range with a weird angle, and it doesn't really get any better than this for that type of a scenario, so let's try to get a good shot on him. That looked really good, and he is going down insanely fast. There he goes on the ground. This is honestly I think this is going to be one of my favorite rifles in the entire game. Not only does it look amazing and sound amazing, have an amazing reload, but it's the 7mm. You know it's powerful. But as always, let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below on what you think of the 7mm. Is this going to be one of the better rifles to get, or is it kind of just middle of the road? You let me know down in the comments. And before we go pick that guy up, let's go ahead and take a look at a trophy that we got during one of the live streams. We were actually hunting for some European bison, and we ended up coming across a really massive level 5 fallow deer. So without further ado, let's take a look at that guy, because we did take him down with the 7mm, so I kind of figured it fits perfectly with this video. Well, this is kind of cool. A little cabin out in the middle of nowhere. Honestly, this would be kind of a cool placement for an outpost. It's far enough away from other outposts that it wouldn't be too bad of an idea either. Oh, look at that. What the? Holy, where'd you come from? Oh my gosh, look at that giant. Let's take this thing down with the new 7mm. Oh my gosh, just out of nowhere during a bison hunt. Level 5 Fallow. How far away is he? I gotta check before we shoot. 276. Okay, we can totally make this. Dropped him on the spot. Oh my gosh, that is insane. Drop a marker right on top of him. That thing just came out of nowhere. Oh my gosh. That is so cool. That's the last thing I expected to find. You know, I thought we'd find like a diamond or rare bison today, but instead, just out of nowhere, we find a level 5 fallow deer. Look at him. Absolutely smoked with the 7mm. Let's claim him. 262.49 diamond fallow deer. 7mm smoking it from 277 meters away. Let's tax that bad boy real quickly and get a good look at it in the inspect screen. That's a gorgeous deer. You know, it never gets old seeing these beautiful fallow deer. Fallow deer have to be some of the better Truax in the game. Like, they look so good. Now that you guys have seen that, let's go ahead and take down this guy right here and see if we can get this one as well. Yes, we can. We even got a third shot off before they ran away, but sadly we did not get vitals. And after seeing that, I would definitely recommend that if you are going to be grinding with the 7mm, try to make sure your zones are about 300 meters away from where you take your shots, if you want to ensure that you can kill at least 2 animals reliably. Well, I'm not exactly sure what's up with that guy right there. I drove my ATV over here to claim the one that we shot right before I showed off that diamond, and well, these ones are just kind of chilling. I mean, we might as well just drop them to showcase the power of the 7mm, but that is a little bit unfortunate. That is a big level 4, 219.18, and that was a stomach and liver shot, absolutely dropping it. And we'll just go ahead and speed past these two, as there's really nothing to be said about them. They were bugged, just kind of chilling here, so not anything too incisive to gather from those shots. And here's one of those fallow we took from a decently long distance, 338 meters. Got us a single lung shot, but to be honest, it almost made it into the second lung as well. Took it down very fast from a good distance. And I think that is going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. This was a good look at the 7mm and kind of what you can expect against Class 4 animals, and also just my opinions on the 7mm, as well as some of my opinions on what we have learned ever since the first video to now. Let me know in the comments if you agree with any of the stuff I said, and also let me know what type of video idea you want me to do. Like I said, I will be choosing one video idea to do in a future video, so let me know down in the comments. But until then, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace!